My first bike was a yellow banana seat bike. It was my fondest memories. I've loved to bike since I was a kid, and I'm 63 and I still bike.
I bought my first bike from earnings working for my father on his stroller. And I bought a Raleigh 5-speed, had the shifter up on the top bar, had to get a note from my mother stating I was not a runaway and I had her permission to ride down the Oregon coast and back up. And we did this in about a month, and boy, it was something. That's my earliest memory of really loving bicycling.
I actually remember like my brother like teaching me how to ride my bike. It was like a really special to have like my older brother. Like that's like one of my best memories of my brother.
He was like, it's gonna be super easy, it's gonna be super fun. Just come with me, we'll go ride a bike. And so I got on a bike and he pushed me. He never taught me how to stop, so I just went into the bush. And then the neighbors got mad.
So my first bike, and my parents were cheap. So they went to like Target and bought, your regular kids' girls' bike with like monkey bar handlebars on them. And I think it was called a Blue Angel.
My first time on a bike was on the farm when I was about 6 years old, and my mom put me on the bike and pushed me down the hill. And it was fun.
On my parents' street, had a little bike, took off the training wheels, and my dad was trying to help me, right? Just running behind my bike, running with me, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I kept falling. So after like an hour that I gave up, went inside, cried a little bit, came back out, and decided I was going to do it. First try, I got it. And I told my dad, he was like, yeah, you just didn't need me running behind you holding the bike.
One of the funnier stories was my twin brother was coming down the hill, and what my dad told him was if you're ever going too fast, just pull off to the side of the road to try to slow down because he didn't want us to crash and burn in the paved road. And we're bombing down this giant hill, and my brother, he starts going too fast, he's starting to wobble, and he remembers, I gotta get off the road. So he goes down to the ditch, flies off the other side, sticks the landing. My mom is panicking because she thought, one of her baby boys was getting hurt. Thankfully being perfectly fine afterwards, but he did remember exactly what my dad told him, to get off the road.
My first memory was going down our road, and my dad was holding onto the back of my seat, and I was pedaling as fast as I could, and he was running behind me, and then all of a sudden I was just free. I was just off, and I looked back and he was way behind me, and it was incredible.
I got my first bike when I was, I believe, 5 years old. It was all red metal. My brother used to jump on the back of my fender while I was riding, which used to tick me off a bit.
I remember my first bike was this little steel tracker rumbler, and we lived outside of Junction City, not too far from here. And I remember him, there was one big hill, and he would always bring a rope so that he could tie his bike to my bike and drag me up that. But the whole time he was always saying, pedal, Matt, pedal. Because I guess that bike weighed a lot and it wasn't easy on that hill. But yeah, my dad got me into it.
The cactus flower, that was my first bike when I was little. It had a banana seat. It was yellow. I still like yellow. And the cactus flower was her name. And she took me a lot of places.
I remember my first bike, it was a Schwinn 5-speed.
Banana seat, big bars, green and yellow bike. I was so excited. I took off riding. I was good there. I didn't know how to stop yet, so I would just ride to my neighbor's grass and jump off.
I got this new bike when I was 6, but it was icy and snowy, and my parents said I couldn't go out and ride it. So I went upstairs and had a screaming tantrum for a long time, and then they let me out on the ice. And quickly learned why they wouldn't let me out, and then decided to wait a couple of days.
I think he took me to a parking lot and tried to teach me how to ride a bike. And I think, he said, don't worry, I'll hold the back of the bike. And, you know how fathers always do. They said they're going to hold the back of the bike. And then he let go. And he was like, I'm going to hold on. And then he lied. He let go. And then I got all stressed. But you know what? He taught me how to ride a bike. So I appreciated that.
I just have this distinct memory of having a broken arm and having roller skates on and still jumping on my bike and racing around the neighborhood, and my mom just shook her head. So yeah, so just, you know, and that's still true today. Like, I forgot my bag and I don't have an extra bike tube, but here I am. I'm like, it's just going to be an adventure. We'll see what happens.